Hello guys, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Ramadan Kareem for everyone who is celebrating, and let us just start with the quiz. So today I'll be explaining the geometry section 5.3 course practice quiz. And let's start. In the diagram below, the radius of the circle is 35. So keep in mind the radius of the circle is 35 centimeters. Now, they said using pi is 22 over 7, what is the area of the shaded region? Very simply, by looking at it, to find the area of the shaded region, we need to find the area of the square and subtract it from the area of the circle. So very simply, the area of any square is side times side, and we are given that the radius is 35 centimeters. If I'm not mistaken, yes, it is 35 centimeters. So we're given the radius of the circle to be 35 centimeters. So very simply, the diameter, which is the equivalent of the side, is going to be 35 plus 35, which is 70 centimeters. So now we have one side of the square, which is 70 centimeters. And because it is a square, also this side over here is going to be 70 centimeters. Now, for those wondering, how do you know it is a square if it is not given? Very simply, you have a circle inside of this shape, and they said the radius is 35. So this is also a radius, it's also 35. So it's going to be 35 plus 35, which is 70. So both sides are of the same length, so it is a square. So the area of any square is side times side, that is 70 times 70. So 70 times 70. Now, this is the area of the square minus the area of the circle. We know the area of any circle is pi times r squared. So in this case, the radius is 35. So times 35 squared. And they said use pi as 22 over 7. So if we will use pi as 22 over 7, so it is going to look like this. On the calculator, you can put it as 70 squared minus 22 over 7 times 35 squared. Now, like square the 35, by the way. Okay, so if you put it on the calculator, you are going to get an answer which is 1050. So the area of the shaded region is 1050 centimeter squared. Okay, now they didn't give us an exact value. This is my mistake, my bad. So because they didn't give us an exact value, we are gonna say units. So units squared. We will move on to question number 2. They said the area of a circle with circumference 18 pi. We know that circumference, it is equal to 2 pi r. The circumference is 18 pi. It is equal to 2 pi r, so we can find the value of the radius. The radius r is equal to, cancel pi and pi, divide both sides by 2. You will get that the radius r is equal to 9. Now, very simply, they want us to find what the area of the circle. Area of any circle is pi r squared. So it's very simply pi times 9 squared, so it is 81 pi. So like this, we found the value which is 81 pi. Now here, this question seems complicated, but it's actually really simple. They told us A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon inscribed in a circle of radius 8 centimeters. So look how the word regular is highlighted. You will see why we need to use it. They said, in lowest terms, the shaded area is equal to. Very simply, by looking at this, to find the shaded area, it is the area of the circle minus the area of the hexagon. Let me just draw a proper hexagon. Okay. The area of any circle, it is pi r squared. Okay? Minus the area of a hexagon. What is the area of a hexagon? We know, very simply, that the area of the hexagon is 1 over 2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Okay? So very simply, I think you guys know from previous or from before, like the previous quizzes, that the apothem is equal to side radical 3 over 2. So we are given what? A radius. The radius is 8, and we know that a regular hexagon is divided into 6 equilateral triangles. So you can do this many ways. You can find the area of a hexagon in many ways. You can find the area of one equilateral triangle and then multiply it by 6. Or you could use the rule, which is 1/2 times apothem times perimeter. If you used the equilateral triangle, what you would do was that you would take this angle is 60, and then you would find the area of this triangle to be 1/2 times 8 times 8 times sine 60. And then you multiply all of this by 6. This is one way to do it to find the area of the hexagon. But another way to do it, which is preferred by the school, is to find the apothem. So very simply, the apothem is equal to side radical 3/2. The side is 8, so it's equal to 8 radical 3/2. Okay? Which becomes 4 radical 3. So now we have, first of all, the area of the circle, which is pi times 8 squared minus 1/2 times the apothem, which is 4 radical 3 times the perimeter. What is the perimeter? The perimeter is very simply the side 8, because we know that this side over here is 8 because it's an equilateral triangle, times 6. So times 8 times 6. You put them on the calculator, but put them separately. This is easy. You can do it mentally. It is 64 pi. And then this, if you put it on the calculator, you are going to get it to be minus 96 radical 3. So very simply, in lowest terms, the shaded area is equal to 64 pi minus 96 radical 3. Question number 4. The radius of the circle is 9 centimeters. Okay? The length of AC is equal to, we need to find the length of AC. I like this question. It's a very nice question, and you guys will see why I like it. Okay, why do I like this question? Because it involves something we learned from last year. I don't know if you guys like it, but personally I like it. If you remember that this is a radius and this is a radius, and they are these are tangents, by the way, they are coming. And we know that the radius is always perpendicular to the tangent. So now, this shape that we have over here, this kite shape, what did I say? My bad. This shape of a kite, it is a quadrilateral, yeah? So all the angles in any quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. And because we used the radius, we found what? We found that this is already 90, this is already 90 degrees. We are also given that this is 60 degrees. We just need to find this one over here. So very simply, what you could do is 360 degrees minus 90 plus 90 plus 60. And you are going to get an answer which is 120 degrees. By the way, if you don't want to do this, you can very simply do 180 minus 60. You are going to get 120 degrees. Okay, now you have this angle over here to be 120 degrees. And they told us that the radius of the circle is 9 centimeters. They need us to find the length of the arc AC. We know that the length of any arc is angle over 360 times pi times 2. Actually, no, let me say it like this. Times 2 times pi times r. So very simply, it is going to be 120 over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 9. So if you put it on your calculator, you are going to get an answer which is equal to 6 pi. So very simply, this over here is 6 pi. Now, the radius of the below circle is 60 centimeters. They want us, first of all, to find these angles. It's not given here, but the first step we're going to do is to find these angles. We cannot leave them by themselves. So what we are going to do in a case like this is we are going to apply the rule based on what it looks like. If you remember from the beginning of the year, actually it's not even from grade 9, it's from the beginning of the year, it's from term 1. There was a theorem that says outside plus outside, so x plus 3x over 2 is equal to inside. So you will solve it more. You will get for x is equal to 120. So then x is equal to 30 degrees. That means over here this is 30 degrees and over here this is 90 degrees. Now they need us to find the length of what? The length of AD. We know that the arc is 30 degrees, okay, and there is a radius that is 60 centimeters. Do not forget about this, okay? So, to find the length of any arc, it is angle, which is 30 over 360 times pi, times the radius, times 2, or 2 pi radius, however you want to put it. So, after putting it on the calculator, you are gonna get 10 pi. It's the very same exact thing for the length of BC, but instead we're gonna use 90. So 90 over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 60. So you put it on the calculator and you are gonna get 30 pi. So very simply over here, this is 10 pi and this is 30 pi. We move on to question number 5. This is again a very simple question. They need the area of a circle that has circumference 16 pi. We know circumference, it is 2 pi r. So we can find the value of r. So it becomes 16 pi is equal to 2 pi r. Cancel pi, divide by 2. You will get that r is equal to 8. So very simply, the area of any circle is pi r squared. So pi times 8 squared, so 64 pi. So very simply, the area is going to be 64 pi. Again, this is something we did before, something similar, but here, again, it's a regular hexagon, but with radius 6 centimeters. Okay? So, in the lowest terms, the shaded area is equal to, again, to find the area of the shaded region, it is the area of the circle minus the area of the hexagon. Okay? To find the area of any circle, it is going to be pi r squared. We know that r is 6, so it's going to be pi times 6 squared minus the area of the hexagon. So, the area of any hexagon, as we said, it is 1 over 2 times the apothem times the perimeter. You could do it like this. In the other question, that's like this. I did it like this. How about in this question, I will use the area of 6 equilateral triangles. How about this? So, area of 6 equilateral triangles. Now, why did we use this? You can use this only in the case of a regular hexagon. Okay? If it's not a regular hexagon, you will not be able to use it. So, okay? So, again, remember, if it's a regular hexagon, it will be divided into 6 equilateral triangles. If it is a pentagon, it is then divided into 5 isosceles triangles. Okay? You just have to make a pattern and you will understand what is happening. Now, this becomes 36 pi, and now the area of 6 equilateral triangles, we know that the radius is 6, so each one of them is going to be 6, and the angle is going to be 60 degrees. So the area of any triangle, it is 1 over 2 times side times side times sine the angle in between them. But, my bad, because we are having 6 of these, we will multiply it by 6. So on the calculator, you will this one you will put it here because you need it by itself. On the calculator, you will put 1 over 2 times 6 times 6 times sine 60. Okay? All of it times 6, and you will get the answer, which is 54 radical 3. So our answer is then gonna be 36 pi minus 54 radical 3. We move on to the final question. Okay, now, for this question, which is question number 7, we have the radius of the circle is 36 centimeters. So, you know that this radius is also 36 centimeters. Alright? But we know that these are radii and these are tangents. So, the radii with tangents, or tangents, however you say, it is going to be perpendicular. So we are left with this angle over here. To find it, it's going to be 180 degrees minus 80 degrees, and you are going to get 100 degrees. Okay? Now, we have the angle, which is 100 degrees of the sector, and they need us to find the length of PF. So the length of any sector, it is the angle over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius. So the angle is 100 over 360 times 2 times pi times 36. So if you put it on the calculator, you are gonna get an answer which is 20 pi centimeters. We move on to part B. The radius of the circle shown below is 48 centimeters. Keep this in mind. We need to find, first of all, the angles. To find the angles, it's going to be outside plus outside over 2 is equal to inside. So 6x is equal to 180, x is equal to 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees and this is 150 degrees. Now, to find the length of any arc, it is the angle, not this color, the angle over 360 times 2 times the radius, which is 48 times pi. Okay? And for LE, it is gonna be the angle, which is 150 over 360 times 2 times the radius, which is 48 times pi. If you put them on the calculator, you are gonna get, for the first one, it is gonna be 8 pi. And then for the second one, it is gonna be 40 pi. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed something. It is that as the angle increases, then the answer is gonna increase. So if, look, as you see, from 30 to 150, we multiplied by 5. So definitely from 8 to 40, you are gonna multiply by 5. This is just another way to do it. So in part B, it is gonna be 8 and 40. So we finished this quiz. Let's submit and hopefully there are no mistakes. And thank God there are no mistakes. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and Ramadan Kareem.